Hello, this is old Mr. Kent of MrKent.com, and this will be the third and probably the last tutorial on how to use Kddenlive. I've had several people in the past ask me which video editor I use, and so and then it's not it's not easy to use because it's got so many bells and whistles. So I thought, well, I'll just put up a couple of videos on how to use it, and then if you're interested to using it, well, then you can follow along. By the way, when you watch one of these tutorials, if you get to a certain point and then you're going to try it on your computer, hit the keys on your keyboard, hit Alt-Tab, and that will switch between what you're looking at now to what you want to go to. And then it works, and then to go back again, you just hit the Alt-Tab. So you can switch between watching the video and what you're trying to learn. So in this, let's get started with how to create text and titles, okay? So first of all, we come up to the project, and we want to come down to add a title clip. Now, I know it says title, and so we can make a title, but you can also make just text. You can add text to your screen. So when you click like right there, type in what we want. So let's just type in like a howdy, or no, let's do this watch below or something like that, okay? And I like to use caps, so we say watch, B-E-L-O-W, all right? Now, when it's off center like that, suppose we want it centered, so we come up, we click on the text, and then come up to these symbols up here, which help us decide which way to go. We want it to be centered, all right? Now, we don't want it to be yellow. We want it to be white. So we click over here on the yellow, and we find white, which is right there, and click OK. And then also, there's a border. You notice a black border around it? That's what I normally use. And you can increase and decrease the size of the border. And you can also change the color of the border. Let's just make it blue for fun, okay? So we click on that, and there you go. So, but let's make it, it's more, it's better if it's black. So we'll just go black. There. And then that's a little bit big for a border, so let's just make it smaller. All right, so once we get that done, then we can click on Create Title down here on the right, and it'll show up here. And so we can bring it down and put on the video. Now, the video I have chosen, which I've already shown you how to do that, is we'll go down here and click, and we'll get over here somewhere handy, is where my son is working on a trailer. So we'll just, so we'll put in watch below, right, in the next track up, and then it'll be on top. And by the way, if you want to add an extra track, you come over here and right click on that, and then insert a track, and then if you're careful, you got, say we want it to be one track above V2. So click on that, and now we've got an extra track. So let's see how this looks. Oh, by the way, it's easier if you if insert an effect. Now, by the way, these are the ones I have clicked on for my favorites. And so when you click on favorites, then they start showing up down here. Or we can just go over to, where does it say, transform, right there, and then come down to transform, okay? And then we can bring it down onto here. But it's easy. If you make it a favorite, right-click on it, make it a favorite, then you can just, right-click on the object, and it'll put it in. So what we want to do here is we'll look up here at the beginning. We'll go to the front. These are called keyframes, and now you can see it on the screen. And the thing is when you're using transform, it makes it real handy because now it's right over the top of his head. So what we want to do is, we've already learned how to do this. Go over here underneath the picture and click on the show hide. And now we've got a handle we can move it around with. So we can put it down here, or we can put it up here, and it'll say watch below. We can also move it around. Okay. So, so that's just how you make text that you add to the video. So go ahead and click on that. And so there it is. Okay. Now there's a lot of things you can do with that also, but we'll just leave that right there. Let's say that we want to create a title. I mean, a real honest to goodness title is going to go at the very beginning. So, well, I'll tell you what, let's do. Let's cut this off. We don't want all that stuff at the front there. So we'll cut that off right there. Now, here's another thing that I started to teach in a previous video. If we just click this and move it, this item here it'll stay where it is. But if we want everything to move back over here, we right click in the space, and then we remove space on all or in all tracks. So now we'll go ahead and click on that, and that'll move everything to the beginning. So now, and then if we bring our pointer down to the end or hit Control Home, either way, now we don't have to put up with that other stuff at the beginning. So let's go ahead and make a title, and we'll just make a funny title. So we'll go up here to Project, and we'll go to Add Title Clip. Now, if you look up here at the top, you can put in text. You can also put in a picture. And I was thinking it'd be kind of fun to put in a picture in the background. So whatever's going to be in the background, that's what you put up first. So we want to find us a picture. And so I have some pictures from Christmas. So we'll go ahead and we'll just pick that one there, okay? And now it's right here, and we can move it around, but it's a little small for the background. And I'll make it bigger for the background. We go up here and we zoom in on it, all right? So let's zoom in 300%. We want it to fill the background. So we'll type 300. Now it's not quite big enough yet. So let's make it 600. How's that sound? All right, now we've zoomed in 600 times, so we've got the whole thing covered. And this is a picture from Christmas, so why don't we make a title called Merry Christmas? All right, so we go up here and we click on text. And now, when we click down here, you'll get the same thing. You get text. But without changing anything, we can type in Merry Christmas. So go ahead and, I think, yeah, there we go. I got everything in caps, so I'm going to get rid of it now. Now, MERRYCHRISTMAS. Okay? So that's all done. Now we can click on that. We can move it to where we want. But that's not a very, let's make the Merry Christmas red. So we'll come over here to our color, and we'll pick a red right there. That looks good. Okay, and now we've got Merry Christmas. And we want it to be a little bigger, so over here, this is the height of the text. So we can either click that, or we can just type in how much we want it to go. Let's just make it 400. And that looks pretty good, so we don't have to hit enter or anything, all right? So now, but we want it to look Christmassy, all right? So we'll go up here. This is our text that we're using. We'll go up here, and we'll scroll down until we find something that looks Christmassy. And we'll just come down here. There's got to be something in here that looks like script. There we go. Okay, I had to start over on this because somewhere or another I lost I lost my text. So here it is here, and we were making it larger, and so we'll make it just a little bit larger. We'll go 600. I think the problem is I hit the enter key, so that's just a little too big. But for Christmas we probably need to have that at an angle across the screen. In order to do that, up here is where we can get change those kind of things. So let's see what happens here. Okay, we want to go the other way. Okay, bring it down. It still needs to be a little smaller. So we'll just click on the arrow so we don't lose anything. We'll come down, and we clicked over here on the Z, and we got it at minus 14 degrees. So that's about right. Now, when we get that done, and we can finally say that's good, we click on Create Title down here at the bottom of this box, and it shows up over here on the screen. So if we want to make a title, we drag it down here at the beginning and put it there. Okay, so now if we hit Control Home, there it is. And so we'll play the video, and it's there. It's a little bit too long though, so let's go ahead and shorten it. And what we want to do is we want to put in transform, because transform makes it really nice. We get down here near the end, we don't want to just die. So we're going to, here's our arrow. You'll notice that's the point there. And so right there, we're going to create a label. That's a keyframe label. And then we'll go to the very end and we'll create a keyframe label. Only this one at the end, we're going to go down here to opacity, and we're going to reduce that down to 0. Okay? So when we come back here and we're coming along and we got Merry Christmas, then instead of just dying, it's going to slowly fade out. Okay? And so there's our title. So we got a nice title now. And that's how you add text and make titles and stuff. So, and that should take care of you there as far as that goes. Another thing we want to do is we want to zoom. So let's say that we want to zoom in on my son for just a second or so. So we'll come down here and we're going to hit, well, we go over here to scissors, or we can click on X, okay? And we're going to just take this much, and we'll go over here and put about that much in, all right? Now we're going to make it zoom, we'll click on S again, or I can go over here, click on this, all right? Now what we need to do is we need to insert a effect to make a zoom, and this is like I said, this is the best one I found very useful, all right? So at this point in time right here, it's full screen. But let's say that about this far in, maybe just about that far in, we want it to be zoomed. So we're going to set a label on that keyframe. But we don't want to just jump out of it being zoomed. So down here near the end, we're going to put in a keyframe. And then at the very end, we'll put another keyframe to where we pop back to the regular size. So let's get started on that. All right, so this is the beginning, and at this point in time, we want it to be zoomed in. Now, how do we zoom in? If we go down here and we change it to, let's change it to 200. Okay, so that looks pretty good right there. So then when we play this, you'll notice that's going to go long, and then all of a sudden it's going to zoom in. Okay, that's how we zoom. Now then we get down here, and it's going to be the same all the way. And so we can see them. And this is a digital zoom. It's not an optical zoom, of course. So now but we got to make this go back to normal. So we're going to click here, and we're going to type in, well, it's already 100. Let's see what this one is. Oh, let's see. We got this one set at 200. So we're going to have to set this one at 200, which we didn't think about doing. Set that to 200. Press the Enter key. So now it's 200. So now when we get to the end, then it's going to automatically zoom out the same way it zoomed in. So that's how we zoom. And zoom is not hard. Another thing we might want to do is I'll tell you what, let's go further down here. Well, let's just cut some things out here. We'll cut that out, and then we'll go down here. This is good down here. So we'll click that. And we're just going to get rid of this. And we'll just remove space. And we'll go from that to this. Okay, so we did our zoom. And we zoomed out, and then all of a sudden we should, oh no, there we go. All right, well, let's do this. Let's just get rid of that one all together. Slide this over here, or we can hit remove space. Okay, so we're going to come along here, and when it zooms out, then we're going to go to another part of the video. Okay, so let's make him work really fast. So we're going to take this, and we're going to go over here, and let's see, is that, well, let's find a better spot. We're going to cut that out too. You notice I didn't practice this, didn't practice ahead of time, so here we are. Okay, let's see. Yeah, this is good, so we'll make that fast. So come over here, and we'll cut this right here. And now, as I showed you the other day, I remember now I'm hitting the S key to get out of the cut. We can either switch over here to cut and back to selection tool. Okay, so this we want to be really fast. So we right click, as I showed you in another video. We're going to click on change speed. Only this time we're going to make him go 300 times faster and see how that looks. We type in 300, press enter. You notice how that shortens up the time. So we'll just pull everything together here and see how it looks. And by the way, normally you'd be saving your work as you go along here. All right, now there. That's 300 times faster. That's still not fast. It's fast enough. So let's do this. Well, let's find a place where he's really active, like when he jumps off or something. I guess he's not going to jump off on this video. So we'll just make this go really fast. And we're going to change speed. Instead of 300, let's make it 500. Well, 600. Then we'll pull this together. And you wouldn't do this. You'd usually do something better than this, but just to show you how it works. Now my computer's going to run slow because it has a hard time handling all this. Okay? So we'll go ahead and leave it like that. Now the next thing we want to do is learn how to add audio. Okay? And what I've got, I've got an audio track I found. Let's see what that sounds like. Okay, I think that's what we're going to use. Now, you could also be inserting your audio if you do a voiceover. And by the way, the best place to record your voice that I have found that's free, and that's come down here to what we're using, Audacity. It's totally free, and you'll learn how to use it, and it's pretty easy to use. Okay, now this is our music here. All right, so we're going to click on that. And we're going to come down to the audio track, all right? And I like to put it right near, for some reason, I don't want that extra part on there. So we're going to click on the scissors, and we're going to cut that extra stuff off of there. So it starts right away. Okay. Now we'll slide back over here. Now, I don't know how much volume it's going to be when it comes on, but we'll figure that out. I'm going to hit Control-Home. And start our video. Okay, so that sounds pretty good, but suppose that it's too loud. So we'll go over here and we're going to right click on it and insert an effect. Now, volume is the loudness of the music. So we can, let's say at this point in time, we want to turn it down a little bit so that we can talk over the top of it with our audio voiceover. So come over here and we'll hit that, and then we'll make a keyframe. Now we're going to make it, let's 0 dB, let's make it minus 20 dB. Instead, let's just make it minus 10, all right? So let's see how it goes here. So in this point, if you've got a voiceover, now you'd start talking, okay? So, and the audio, the audio I get from, well, let's just go there real quick like. If we go to you go to your YouTube channel and come down to the very bottom and go to the audio library, okay? And so when you go to the audio library, you can pick what kind you like. So if you pick, for instance, genre, well, then you can pick classical, cinematic, and just all kinds. So anyway, that's where you can get free music from Google, or you can buy it. You can pay a monthly fee, like I do, and get your music elsewhere. But there's a lot of places where you can go to get music. So anyway, that's how we get the music. And let's say I want to add something to my favorites. I don't know what. Let's see. Oh, I know what. Let's go down here. Let's go up to, we'll close that. And we'll go up to the very beginning and come to color and image correction. Okay? And one of the things I like to use is, I'll get in here, is gamma. Okay? And gamma, if we drag it down here into our video, I'll put it right there, and we'll put the mouse right here, or put the mouse. We'll put there, okay? You see what gamma does? But it's programmable, so we can actually change. Now let's go back. I don't know what this is. That's from what I've used it before or something. So we'll get rid of that. Okay, we'll go to the very beginning. We're supposed to be here. Okay, we'll go to the beginning of this track. Okay, so at this track, I'm going to move up until we get to that track. Okay, so that's way too bright. So now we can come down here, and that's volume. We want gamma to come down here. And so there's our gamma. All right. So that's a little too bright. So we can click down, come down, and we can control the brightness of our video. Like if it's on a really cloudy day that you take your video, and then you start sliding around here. Gamma is a good one. There's also brightness and contrast. You can go. Let's see. This contrast is there. Also, brightness is up here somewhere, right there. So you can actually work with your video and get things changed the way you want them. So that's probably. And by the way, if I wanted that, I put it into my favorites. I'd right click and add to favorites. Okay. Now when I come down here and click here, when I right click on that and go in and look at my insert effects, you know, it won't show up until I reboot Kddenlive. I remember that now. So it'll show up next time I start up Kddenlive. All right, well, I think that's probably enough for this tutorial. If you have questions, don't hesitate to ask. And I'm doing this for folks who were interested in using Kddenlive. So I think this is the last video I'm probably going to make as a tutorial, because I think I've given you enough information. In the instructions below, I will put links to the first two videos. I'll also put those at the end of the videos. So anyway, I want to thank you for watching my videos, and God bless.